So, where we left off last time, you guys had settled down for the night in the Welcome Inn after having a meal and a bit to drink. Dular, however, found the luxury of the Welcome Inn a little uncomfortable for his furball, your wild nature, yes.
His sensitivity.
So he decided to sleep in the back alley where I seem to recall somebody had chosen to empty their chamber pot
Yeah.
out the back alley and directly onto Dular.
That's right.
Dular decided then to wander around to the what do you call it, the fountain in the center of town and clean himself off. As Dular finds himself in a fountain washing off the vomit and stuff that amazingly hit him from the sky, into the Traveler's Plaza comes a large, limping furball with a yoke across his back and pails. He comes walking towards you, and then a look of shock and amazement.
Just like washing my hair here.
Dular!
Okron?
Dular, my brother!
What? Okron?
And he runs towards you and just grabs you in this big, like, rah!
I'm like shocked
Bear
and
hug.
surprised. Like, Okron, what are you doing here? It's been years. I thought you were gone.
I thought the same of you. Have you been to the village?
Okron, there's something I gotta tell you about the village. They're all dead. They're gone.
Everyone?
I buried them myself.
This despondent look sort of falls over Okran.
It wasn't long after you guys left. Maybe 6 weeks or something. I went off hunting, and when I came back, everyone, the children, the elderly, just something slaughtered them. And by something, I don't know what it was. Some beast. It didn't look like it was weapons or humans, or I tried to find it. I tried to track them. I tried to track whatever killed them, but I couldn't find them.
Okran's, like, all of the blood's rushed out of his face, and he looks to you, he's like, we were worried that we were the last, that we were alone. We never held out hope to the spirits that you were still alive. We saw the pile of burned ashes that were once our families and friends.
You said we. Who else? Who else is still
Oh,
alive?
of course. Jun and Lyra are both alive, as best as I understand.
What do you mean? Are they here with you?
Unfortunately, no. That's a story I suppose I must tell. As you know, less than 2 months before you say you returned, we set out looking for people to aid us at our village with the Scarlet Breath. I headed east towards the town of Eastmarch, where they are said to have a colony of people with the
Yes.
blood breath.
Yes, that's right. It's coming back to me now. You guys were looking for a cure for what it was afflicting the village.
Well, I spent weeks walking east then around the far side of the Blackwater by the glowing tower. I followed it all the way down to the very edge of the Serene Marsh and into the town of Mimia, where I knew that both June and Lyra were headed before they were going to split up. When I reached there, we gathered together and we made the decision that Lyra was going to continue looking for a cure, and June and I were going to bring some of the herbs and healing potions that we had found back to the village. 2 months it must have been from leaving Mimia, going to the village, seeing the devastation, the smell, even after months, the smell of the dead corpses. Either way, June and I, when we discovered this, we felt that we must be alone. So we returned to Mimia to meet with Lyra.
You said you saw the bodies. We must have just missed each other by. I buried those bodies myself. I burned the remains, buried some. We must have just missed each other.
Were everyone accounted for? Was the whole tribe?
Afraid so.
I don't know what I had thought, but I had hoped somehow that my parents or one of my siblings had survived.
But June and Lyra, they're all right.
Ah, yes. We returned back to Mimia, June and I, to meet Lyra and to inform her. And when we reached there, we had been told that she had gone into the Serene Marsh for, at that time, almost a month.
No one lives in the marsh. It's a dangerous place. Why would she go in there?
Because that marsh, as dangerous as it is where some of the best healing herbs are found. Jun decided that he was going to go after her and see if he could find out where she was. I said that I would set up in Mimia, in town, in case either of them came back. They would have an anchor to find. Jun was gone for nearly 6 months, and when he returned, he was alone. He could not find Lyra. He couldn't find any of Lyra's tracks. And
Strange.
Jun is one of the best hunters in the entire tribe.
Yes.
And he could find nothing to indicate. He went out through the for the swamp for that much time and found not a single sign of her.
That's concerning. So Lyra is lost to us.
I'm not sure that I would put it that way. During the time that Jun went into the swamp to find Lyra, another furball, a beautiful woman named Zephias, arrived in Mimia. And
From another tribe?
she said that her tribe was from Samaris, from the southern Samaris. I've never spent much time there myself, so I wouldn't know, but we spent many, many long days and weeks and months together. And I must say, Dular, that I think I have fallen madly in love with her, and I think that she feels the same towards me.
Oh, that's great news. I'm happy for you. That's wonderful.
Thank you. It's
At least something good has come of all of too much suffering has been done to our people. It's brings me joy to know that you have found somebody.
I appreciate that, Dular. I was with her for at least 5 months, and then she had to return to the Tree of Lights where her shop is. But our pact of love means that I promised to go and find her and spend the rest of my days with her.
That is probably for the best. Yes.
I did, however, still have the job of waiting for Jun and Lyra to return. When Jun came back after so long without finding any marks, any traces, any tracks that could have been hers, he was acting different.
Different?
Yes.
Different how?
There were several nights when I would awaken in the night and see that Jun wasn't there, and I would step out into the wide open to see if he was looking at the skies. And I would find him there, as if he was having an argument with somebody, and yet there was no one there.
That doesn't sound like Jun.
Something very strange happened with Jun in that swamp. Anyways, he decided that he would once again go out and search for her. And I must say that I was happy to hear that he was going, though concerned for his safety, especially since he left this at home, and he brings out this long, beautifully carved spear with this sort of highly decorated, gold-colored.
That's our tribe's hunting spear.
Not is it just our hunting spear, this is Jun's hunting spear. Now, how he would go on a hunt and not bring it. Something about this didn't seem right.
It doesn't. That spear rightfully belongs to our best hunter. He would not give that up just willingly.
I felt the same, and I could not say why he did. But one day he just left into the swamp, and it was still there with the rest of his belongings.
I sense something is foul and amiss among all this, and I must find them. If they're still alive, which I believe they ought to be. Lyra is strong, Jun is strong, they're alive. I know it. I need to find them.
Well then, Dular, I suppose that means that you are the best hunter in our tribe now. And he passes you the spear.
I look at it with longing eyes. Long have I sought to hunt with this spear, but I was never the best.
Jun was always the best hunter, and yet how he was so unable to find any sign of Lyra. Moreover, why he would then carry on into that great danger without any idea whether he would be coming back, without taking his weapons.
I will find them, Jun. Okron. I will find them.
Well,
I will find both of them, and I'll bring them back, and we can be a family again, or a tribe. Maybe we can start to rebuild you with your new love, and we can. Yes, I believe so.
That brings warmth to my heart. If you do find them, send them to the Tree of Lights, and you come as well, and we shall plan where our tribe goes from here, the direction that we go. I had been making for the Tree of Lights myself after Jun did not return. Unfortunately, this group of pilgrims that I was traveling with was attacked.
The ones that are just outside the gate?
Yes. And as you can see, and he lifts his robe back a bit, and you can see a large, like, triangular chunk removed from him.
My. How long ago did that happen?
It could be no longer than 2 weeks at most. We were traveling up from the lakes in the south, through the jungle, when one night, when we were on watch, something just tore through our camp.
Something.
It had beating wings and a screaming sound that I've never heard before. Not a bird call, but
Was it?
something so much deeper.
Did you get eyes on it? Did you see it?
None of us saw it. All we saw was as if a living shadow fell from the sky and attacked. Most of our guards were killed. I was badly injured, as were many of the other pilgrims on their way to High Spring.
This is concerning.
I do fear that there may be something more going on right now in the world. Something in the air doesn't feel right. You must have felt it yourself, Dular.
Yes, it's in my years out there in the wilds. It was almost as if the beasts themselves were changing. I found less game and more desperate predators, and I'm coming to believe that you might be right, that something is going on.
I wholeheartedly hope that I am wrong, and that you are wrong, but there is something about this that feels curious. Well, enough of this dark talk.
Yes.
Let us go to my camp outside the walls, and you can tell me of your journeys and your adventures.
I would love to. I would love to catch up. It's been far too long since I've seen another furball, let alone my best friend.
Well, Dular, it brings a powerful warmth to my heart to see you. And he gives you a big bear hug. Then he goes and you help him fill the buckets, and he puts the thing over his back, and they walk you out of the Travelers Plaza and to a small fire surrounded with some blankets and furs.
Nice.
And you guys spend the evening chatting, reminiscing, and speaking of your adventures.
Right on.
Morning arrives in the welcome inn.
Aileron's going to vomit immediately again.
The green screen's about to come down.
Yeah, the send where it came in. I heard it. What's that?
It's barely visible on your side.
Oh, hey, that's good. Neat.
It's fairly visible on your side. I think the hooks might be a better idea. So just pop a quick edit point here.
Yeah, sure. Give a little clap.
If it makes you guys feel any better, I can't see nothing.
Oh, good.
It'll be good until it falls down, that's all.
Yeah.
The only thing is that the green screen on that side is a little flowy.
Is it noticed? Okay, yeah.
That's because it's fallen down a bit.
Yeah, it sure has.
Okay.
Do you want some more Velcro in there, Matt?
I don't know how much more Velcro is going to help. We can try, but I think to be honest with you,
Yeah, that one in the middle there has fallen as well.
At first I thought the mic was gonna fall, and
No, that's good for 5 kilos.
Doesn't probably do.
if if the hook falls, it's smashed to your face.
Oh no.
It's almost perfect to smack me. I will be doing a lot of work to get that wired up a bit better.
If just that hook comes out, then yes. But if the whole thing comes out, it's just gonna fall on the table. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It should be
Put like a cushion or something.
Just wear a helmet, Mark.
Just wear a helmet.
I want to tilt the camera up, but I don't want to also wreck the shot. So
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether velcroing this to the ceiling was a better idea than how we had it.
I do think it's
Trial and error.
I do
Yeah.
think it's a lot better because, I just think it's better. We just need to secure it better.
Do we want to take our intermission right now while we're sorting this shit out?
Okay.
Might as well.
Fine either way.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Okay.
Six.
Yeah, you got the clap. Let's go.
Oh gosh.
Guys, I got the clap.
Jesse and Tom gave me the clap, so...
Realistically.
And action.
Well, actually, I think just about all of you guys gave me the clap, so thanks for that.
That's a little too much action.
Yeah.
Reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know, clap from 5 is not bad.
Don't be careful.
All right.
Oh lord.
It is morning in the welcome inn. Who is awake?
Oh, Torkel's definitely awake. He's up early doing bench presses, push-ups, chin-ups on the wall.
Puddles is up too.
I rolled for it. I rolled a 20, so I'm not awake.
Ailerin is very reluctantly awake because she cannot keep anything down and is currently experiencing her first hangover.
Yes.
Nessa's cut off of the screen a little bit, by the way.
Come here, Matt.
Come on.
There you go.
Torkel snuggle. Torkel's probably up before anyone. He's going down to the kitchen and making sure that he can get breakfast. He's going to get a packed breakfast for his good friend, who knows where he is at the moment. But
We have no idea where he is.
Dula.
he's going to get a nice, healthy, big breakfast for him. Pack it up.
I'd say that him is downstairs. Eating some whatever the standard kind of breakfast would be at this specifically.
The welcome
Probably
inn
stout.
is bringing out large quantities of cheese and bread. There are preserves. There's some salted meat. It's a cool breakfast, but it's nice in hot weather to have a nice cold breakfast.
Gross.
So, you guys complete your meal. So possibly Ailerin, who's struggling to keep food down.
Bread, just plain bread,
Yeah.
is working
Soak up
quite
all
well.
alcohol.
Yeah.
So,
Torkel takes her share.
This is wonderful. I haven't had a morning when I drank extensively the night before and then not had a hangover. I don't know if ever. I had a great morning. This is fucking terrific.
Yeah, Torkel's like, yeah, never had a hangover. Alright.
I mean, I've had plenty.
the paladin has the healing hands, so they just need to go. I'm good.
He's having a morning stout.
So, you guys meet up in the welcome inn restaurant area, sitting around the tables and enjoying large quantities of breakfast. So,
You smother me.
Just, I just like help gently push your head down onto the table so you could just have a nap. Just there you go.
Clerical magic is never been my forte. We'll be fine.
Torkel, help me.
Torkel's last pats her on the back. Yeah, you'll feel fine in a second. I'll do 1 point of healing for lay of hands. You're all right, kid.
You suddenly
And meanwhile, he's scooping up as much food as he can for Dueler.
All right. Has anyone seen Dular?
No, we'll go find him.
I think he said he wasn't going to be sleeping in the inn. That was the last time I saw him, I think. I assume he just found like a bush or something and called up.
I hope he wasn't disappointed that I couldn't give him all the answers to he was seeking with that tooth I had all night, but
I don't know why Dular would be upset at all this morning.
Freckles is gonna roll an insight check, and I'm like, I highly doubt he's still in the city anywhere, so I'm sure we can find him in a good beaten path outside. I'm just gonna see if he probably would have taken off either outside the city or kind of a direction he would have gone up for like a park or something like that.
I'm sure he couldn't have gone very far.
17.
Long legs. You know the noise.
17. Your insight, you determine that since he's obviously not sleeping in the stable, you figure he's either in the back alley, somewhere where he can be comfortable, or has stepped out of town into the wilds a bit, so that he can sleep beneath the stars on a grassy ground.
Do we know where our caravan and when our caravan's leaving?
Well, there are 2 caravans. You guys haven't yet decide which you guys are.
Yeah, we haven't decided which ones yet.
One leaves later today, and the other leaves the next day. So the one that will head towards the Tree of Light, or will stop at the Tree of Light, would leave today, and the one that will take the more southern route through the Serene Marsh will be leaving tomorrow.
my memory must be completely off. But did we actually get around to deciding which caravan we were going to travel on with? I think we voted, didn't we? Or maybe.
I think it was a topic of debate.
I think we were talking back and forth about Il last night. Now, I don't have a hangover, but I don't remember too much about last night, aside from the drinking and us kind of going back and forth between these 2 caravans. I think
I think some people said they knew how people would vote, but maybe, right?
Aileron, do you want to go by the Tree of Lights? Do you want to,
I mean, obviously I'm biased in that way, right?
Well, you might not want to, I don't know.
No, I definitely would like to.
I believe both routes went to the monastery, which I wanted to come to, so...
Yeah, so I mean, it's not really a matter of which one, it's kind of like a matter of which one gets us there a bit faster,
Yeah.
and which one is going to make this, longer stopover at the Tree of Lights.
Yeah.
So we can go through that one if we want, but I think we just got to make a decision, because they're not it's not like we got weeks to make these decisions. They're leaving today or tomorrow. So
Does anybody have a coin? I say we flip for it.
I'll take out a silver coin.
All right.
But no magic trickery. Has to be genuine.
Promise.
I don't have
So what are you planning to roll there?
I have a d20. I figure, Tina, I'm assuming you were kind of the same mind. You're thinking we roll a d20. 1 to 10 is one caravan. 10 or 11 to 20 is the other one.
Sure.
Or you could use a d4, and then it's a hell of a lot less.
Oh, that would be less variables.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so
Alright.
which one is which?
So the-
Which caravan is which then?
The tobacco
Okay.
is the one tomorrow, or is it the one that's today?
The tabaxi.
The one today is the one with the one-stop layover. That's going to take us a little longer, but it goes to the Tree of Light. The one leaving tomorrow is the straightforward one with the Tabaxi caravan.
So the one that leaves tonight is one
With the arms dealer.
Yeah, that's 1 or 2. And the other one, which is going to go there a bit faster but leaves tomorrow, that's 3 or 4.
Sure. So are you going to roll?
Yep, I'm rolling right now. We got a 1.
So then
Going with the arms dealers, guys.
All right, arms dealer it is.
When's that leaving?
that
Today.
today.
That was, yeah.
So
it was
it must be pertinent that we find Dula as soon as possible as we want.
Yeah, Torb is just gonna take off with the meal. He's going to find either.
Torp, did you say that you guys saw some refugees out this side of town? There was a furbolg? Did you say that?
There was.
Yeah. I'll check the alleys, and that will be in the next one. Yeah, I'll go out there. Don't worry about it.
Maybe he found them. I mean, do furbolgs have like senses where they can like sense each other's kind of thing, or?
Yeah, they seem to be bumbling, so I can see that.
Okay. All right. Well, that was just a thought.
Sorry.
Fine. It's like.
Yeah, I've been with him long enough, so I think it makes sense. Like he'll notice somebody of his familial.
He's like a tracker too, right? So
either way,
he'd be able to, he's been. Well, I don't know if he's a great tracker because he hasn't been able to find this monster that attacked these people, but like he's a tracker, so he could probably find another furbolg, probably. Right?
Either way, I don't know if anyone wants to come with me, but that's where I'm headed, either to the alleys out in the back here. And if he's not here, I'll go out in the city limits because that's exactly where he'd be.
I can join you.
I'm taking off. I'm going.
All right.
I'm with you.
We got to what, like 3?
They're leaving shortly after noon, or after the high sun, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stepping outside, Torque, you make your way into the little back alley with Puds. You do not see anybody back there. There is an odd smell, but you do not see anybody sleeping out there.
All right, we're gonna make ourselves, out to either the park and then out to the city limits.
Where would he normally find a place to rest?
Well, he doesn't like.
What's his most comfortable?
Right, he doesn't like cities, so he probably like.
Probably under the stars. So not here.
He might be
Okay.
Maybe if there's like a refugee camp around the city with like all the people that were hurt, maybe he's found his way out there. Maybe that's where his furbolg friend is, or
Perhaps.
his friend. But maybe the other furbolg guy is out there. Or something.
Gonna be a good start.
Let's take a look.
Then I was going to go to the stable.
Yeah. The burned down stable?
Yes.
No, don't burn it down.
Oh, it's burned down.
Just gonna make sure it's burned.
Yes. You burned it.
Roll investigation.
Going back to the scene of the crime.
I'll speak with the innkeeper. It's very unfortunate that there is no stable. Do you know anyone that deals in horses?
In horses, there is a stable outside of town where horses can be purchased. There are also camels that can be purchased if it's your interest in.
Those animals I found is familiar with. I would be able to recognize a good horse if I saw one. All right. Can you leave a note with my companions if they don't reach me that I've gone to the outskirts of town to look at a horse for my travel with them?
All right. You pass through the main gate into town and out into a large area of. There are caravans on either side, tents set. It's just, early morning, so people are just starting to get set up for selling their goods. Nothing's open just yet, but they're all sort of setting up. On one side, you can see that there is an area of what look like injured and, I won't say refugees, but they look like they've been attacked.
Well, I remember from yesterday, yes.
And the stables are behind the caravans to the north. And they're fairly large stables. Inside, you can see several horses running around. Well, wandering around and eating. There are also several camels and what appear to be sort of smallish dinosaur type creatures, two-legged, about 7 feet tall, with Uh, some of them are sort of saddled for riding, and there is a projection, a magical projection, from just outside the stables, which appears to be it appears to look like a person, only it's more of like a pillar of light with arms out to the side, going like this.
Wacky waving inflatable tube man.
Yeah, like the inflatable tube man.
Yeah. So you notice one of those, and just above the entrance to it, there is a sign that says Crazy Ali's discount riding panels.
Alrighty. I try to keep my chuckles inside, head in.
So we're all on this same path. We're all together right now. That's what I was.
Well, I know that Pete was heading out of town. Torque and Puds were in the back alley.
I had said that I was going to go with Torque as well because I was up before everyone. I had my breakfast. I was good to go.
All right.
So I'll be with them, I guess.
That means that Aelin appears to be on her own.
I think she's just gonna nap.
That's okay. It's understandable. You've been through it.
So,
You got hands of healing.
Yeah, I was thinking about hitting up like maybe a store just to get some supplies. For like magic. I have a component pouch with no components in it.
the component pouch generally will cover all components that do not have a gold value.
Okay.
So when you check your spells,
Yeah.
some of them will say like needs a pearl that costs a minimum of 100 gold pieces.
Yeah. I think she wants some juice, bread, and jerky.
Electrolytes.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
All right. So you're looking for somewhere selling rations.
Yeah, I want some rations and maybe a floppy hat.
And
The sun.
Something for the sun. That's smart. That's smart.
It's bright out. It's a desert town.
For sure.
You know? Just having a rough morning.
Yep. Well, the Travelers Plaza, the shops and stalls in there are opening up, and they do tend to deal in food and items that people would need for travel. Floppy hat shop might be a little tougher to locate. But
A haberdashery. We'll have to try and find a haberdasher.
a haberdashery.
Yeah.
You can make an insight check to see if you can determine where you would most likely find a haberdasher.
Okay, I got a 10, but I also accidentally locked myself out of my iPad, so just bear with me, please.
At least you know the password.
Well, it is the easiest password possible, number.
Well, don't tell us.
It's password, isn't it?
It's very close.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Word
No,
pass.
it should be
Two words
incorrect.
backwards.
You're like, oh yeah, great. Password is incorrect.
Sorry, that was insight, right? So 11.
11. It's not particularly difficult to locate something just in the inside the Copper District, where there are more shops and that are opening up. Most open a few hours after dawn, and you guys are up just about an hour and a half. 2 hours after dawn. You've probably got a little while to wait.
Okay.
But you do find a haberdashery
Okay.
run by a gnomish haberdasher
Okay.
who crafts up all manner of haberdashes.
Okay.
I don't know what the word would be. All sorts of hats.
Please, sir, I need something wide brim, big brim, very shady, please.
All right. The gnome approaches you. He's got a rather large, almost like a beret, but it's sort of off to one side, but it's still quite large. It's a very flamboyant, and he is dressed quite flamboyantly as well. Oh, so how may I help? You are looking for a large floppy hat.
So, yeah, something to keep the sun out of my eyes, off my forehead. It could be in a nice tan color or something that would be. I don't know that.
I have a look for tan, but as you can probably tell, we try our best to be a little bit more flamboyant in our outfits. Could I interest you maybe in something in a sky blue or a bright red? I've got a lovely vermilion hat that no, vermilion does not suit.
No, it does not suit. Sky blue.
And blue. He pops into the back and brings out a variety of floppy hats that are human-sized. Half-elves are pretty close to a human size.
Same.
Yeah, and he starts offering you several different ones to look at. Them. About 5 gold pieces each.
Gold? Do I have gold? Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah, we got it, right?
Okay. Yes, I will choose the largest brimmed one.
Yeah. All right, you choose something akin to like Gandalf's hat. A brim that sticks out
Nice.
at least
Nice look.
2 feet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Put it on your
That's a
side
huge hat.
with
10 feet is way bigger than
with a rather large, like conical top that sort of flops back in kind of a witchy look.
Nice. Nice.
Excellent.
It's well, this would be a periwinkle hat for you. I think that it suits your eyes beautifully.
Thanks.
So you may deduct 5 gold pieces for one of his lovely hats, and you may add a floppy hat to your inventory. Incidentally, this can be done in the customer item section.
Okay.
Because I don't think you could go in and look for floppy hat in the
The other day, there are no hats. 0.
0 hats.
Yes, you can just put hats. Surprisingly. So you can just put in, there should be somewhere to put in custom item, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you not have a hat on an adventure?
Okay, so
I don't know, I've got a hood.
a peak.
Wouldn't they have like helmets?
There's like helms, yeah, but there's no hat specifically. Like, you search up in D&D Beyond hat, nothing.
There is some hat of disguise.
Yeah. Nothing like, but nothing mundane. That's what I'm thinking of. There's like a couple magic things, but yeah. Okay.
And unfortunately, for 5 gold, you are not getting a magical hat.
No.
No, I just.
No.
But
That is a magical hat, though.
magical in it.
Just dropping around.
I'm getting like drunk mom on vacation to Miami. That's what I get.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dular, you and Oakley wake essentially at dawn. As soon as the sun comes up, your guys' eyes crack open as you would in the wild.
Okay. I thought we'd be talking all night long.
No, you guys get a little bit of rest as well.
Were you planning on a point to exhaustion?
Yeah, I was. And if I was waking up this early, I would have just like brought Okran over to the tavern. But
That's all right. We'll find him.
yeah, see as how. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have breakfast with Okran and just chat with him some more.
Okay.
Losing track of time.
Pete, you enter the stables, and you see there's a couple of Mbani people working in there. One is incredibly well dressed in odd colors, but he welcomes you as you please come in, and how may we help you today?
I'm looking for a horse to accompany me on my journey.
The good news is we do sell horses here. What kind of horse are you looking for?
Well, what do you have?
Well, we've got plow horses, which are a little bit more stable and can carry a bit more. But we also have some lovely riding geldings here. What is your particular journey that you're heading on? And maybe we can put you in the saddle of a lovely horse that will suit you perfectly.
I'm joining this morning's caravan to. I can't quite recall the distance, the route, but it's the one that's leading south. I need something fast, efficient, and preferably has had previous experience being on the battlefield. However, it could be an older horse.
Well, battlefield horses or battle-hardened horses, we don't quite deal in, but I do have one slightly older horse that's quite experienced in this land and might just suit you perfectly.
Name and cost.
Name is entirely up to you. You may name them as you choose, and the cost, I will give you a discount on this one at a mere 85 gold pieces.
I would like to inspect the horse flesh first, if you don't mind.
Of course.
He's not a gift horse, so he's allowed to look at him.
Good go. He leads you out to the stable, and there's like lots of energetic horses running back and forth and frolicking, and he leads you towards a fairly tall gray horse, like beautifully light gray horse. It looks a little less energetic than the others. You're guessing it's probably 10, 15 years older than most of the other horses. Its back sags a little bit. You can tell that it was probably ridden in, if not battle, in some sort of work environment. It's a lovely horse, just a little bit older and, shall we say, wiser.
Okay, so I'm going to, well, I have that proficiency in horses. However, I don't have any nature or animal skills. But what would be animal handling? Oh, I do have animal handling. I'm going to use that to see if this horse would probably suit my journey.
15 years isn't too old for a horse. I know, they can live to like 30 years.
So I have
That's 15 years older than the other horses.
Yeah, gotcha. I've got an 11 on animal handling.
That's like 300k.
You want to change it?
Oh, goodness.
The horse is, say, stable. It is reasonably healthy. It is probably a little bit less energetic. It's a tiny bit sort of slower, but would probably suit for a long journey.
All right. Do you have any saddles and barding? Is that included or is that separate?
Well, let's I tell you what, we'll see what we can negotiate on this. Normally, our saddles would be approximately 10 gold pieces for a standard riding saddle. But if you wanted something a little bit more geared for entering into an environment where you may experience some sort of battle, we would tend towards these other saddles here. The saddles do look a lot more comfortable. They're they're higher in the back and in the front to maintain stability and to maintain your riding position if you were attacking from the either side. It's like, I tell you what we can do. I will throw in this saddle for just 5 gold pieces. So bring the cost to 90.
I think that would be acceptable. I count out 90. Tap me out, but I can count out 90 gold pieces.
All right.
Pencil. I do not. I'll take it.
You see him take the bag of gold, and thank you very much. I'm so happy to deal with such a wonderful customer.
Oh, because happiness indicates evaporation.
Listen, I've been to a couple of used car lots. I know.
Yeah, he's very happy.
I know that voice.
For sure. Okay. Your horse is there. He provides you the saddle and tack, and he said, you may board your horse here for up to a week.
I will be leaving with him fairly promptly, and so I get the horse prepared, get on board the horse, and take the horse out of the stable and head towards the where the caravan is and await my companion.